let's start with a slip knot. And for this pattern, you're going to chain in multiples of even numbers. So I'm going to do a chain of 10 to just demonstrate. You guys can do any chain amount that you want for whatever you're making. So yeah, 10, and I want to start with a foundation of single crochets, so I'm going to skip the first chain and I'm going to single crochet into the second chain's back hump and in each stitch across. So I'm going to have, my starting chain was 10, so when I reach the end of this I should have 9 single crochet. But we did start with an even amount. But because we're skipping that first chain, we're going to have an odd number of stitches. Now I'm doing this just to make this stitch easier to kind of understand, but in the book it says that we were to work on the foundation chain or the chain, but I'm just doing this to demonstrate the stitch better. So this is my 9 single crochet stitches. So this is going to be the pattern repeat. It's a 1 row repeat. So we're going to start and end each row the same way. So we're going to chain 1 to start, turn the work, and we're going to single crochet 2 together over the first 2 stitches. So we're going to insert, yarn over, draw up a loop, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. So we'll have 3 loops on the hook, and we're going to yarn over and draw through 3 and then chain 1 to lock it, and that's how we'll begin each row. Now we're going to do something different. We will be working into the previous stitch that we already worked in, which is this one, inserting into that, drawing up a loop. We're going to go through 3 stitches, so we're going to single crochet 3 together. So we're going to go into the second one, the next one, and then into the third, which is right there. And now we'll have 4 loops on our hook, and we'll yarn over and draw through all 4, and then chain 1 to lock it. The chain 1s are important because we're going to be working into them. Notice how they're on top of the single crochet 3 together. There's the opening for that, and then the top of that. That's going to be important later. Okay, so proceeding, we're going to repeat what we just did across. So we're inserting into the previous one we worked into, same stitch, and then we're going to yarn over and draw up a loop, insert into the second stitch, and then insert into the third. Then we'll have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, draw through all 4, yarn over, chain 1. We're going to repeat that until we have 1 stitch remaining, which will be right here. So we're going to repeat what we just did, which is single crocheting 3 together. So we go into the previous one that we just worked into, the second one, and the third. And then we have 4 loops on the hook. We're going to draw through all 4 loops and chain 1. This is how we end each row. So we have this stitch left over right here. We're going to work into this stitch that we just worked into, yarn over and drop a loop, and then in the last stitch we're going to insert in yarn over and drop, and we're going to draw through 3, and that's a single crochet 2 together. So that's how it looks. So for row 3, which is the repeat of this pattern, we're going to chain 1 and turn the work, and this is how we're beginning and ending each row, with a single crochet 2 together. So we're going to insert into the single crochet 2 together of the previous row and drop a loop, and then we're going to insert into the chain 1 on the top of the single crochet 3 together. And see how it's kind of hard to wiggle? That's because it's a chain 1. It's a little tighter than the actual stitch, and we're going to drop a loop like we're single crocheting 2 together, and then we're going to draw through these 3 loops on the hook, and then chain 1, and then that's how we begin, with it single crochet 2 together, chain 1, and then we're going to work into that chain 1, insert, drop a loop, go into the single crochet 3 together space right here. It's the stitch. See how it's like loose? Insert into there, and then we got to insert into that chain 1. It's gonna kind of have to push it, and see how it's like tight? We're gonna drop a loop, and then we have 4 loops on the hook, and we're gonna draw through all 4, and then lock it with a chain 1. And it kind of looks like half of a star stitch if you look at it. And they're supposed to like line up and be in the chain 1s. So we're going to do that again. We're going to go back into this chain 1, drop a loop, go into the next single crochet 3 together, drop a loop, and then go up on top into that chain 1. See, it's kind of hard to get into. Draw through all 4. Chain 1. And so it kind of, when you chain 1, the chain 1 is always going to be above the stitch. Do you see that? And that's what I'm trying to kind of explain. So we're going to go back into that same chain 1 space we just worked in. Work in there. Insert and drop a loop into the single crochet 3 together, insert into the chain 1, kind of shaking the camera there, draw up that loop, draw through all 4, chain 1, and now we're at the end of this row because we have this stitch here and then the previous chain that we're going to work into. So we're going to put our hook, insert, drop that loop, and this is the stitch at the end. We could go in here, but what I like to do is I like to go into this little braid area, which is the chain 1 turning chain. So I'm going to insert in there and draw up a loop and draw through. And I do that because it straightens the edge up. Let me show you what I mean. This is the same swatch, worked larger, and I worked into the chain 1 turning chain, and it makes the edge, for me, it looks straighter, like a straighter edge. So I hope this helped you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.